welcome to the show, Madelynn.
Hi, thank you so much.
Great to have you. We understand you're on a break from class, you busy young woman, you.
Yeah, I'm outside school right now, so I apologize if there's some background noise, but I'm very
That's
excited to be
okay.
here.
We're just happy you could join us. First of all, Madelynn, tell us about your research project and how viewers can help with that.
Yeah, so I'm in the AP Research class, which is part of a 2-year AP capstone course. Basically, our final year, we get to just spend the whole year working on a thesis project about something we're passionate about. So, of course, my heart gravitated towards kids on the spectrum. So something I kind of noticed when I was growing up was just how a lot of the support for families of individuals with autism was aimed at, the parents or the prior or the main caretakers, and there wasn't a lot of, I don't know, like support or resources for siblings. And of course, the whole experience of being a sibling is so incredibly rewarding, like seeing your sibling grow. And my brother is my biggest inspiration. It's incredibly rewarding, but there's also parts that can be like scary, or in the beginning there's a lot of unknowns. And so I did some research and I found there's kind of a gap in that level of support for families of individuals with autism. So my study is kind of just focused on identifying the need for support for siblings. So I made a survey that just basically asked the question, like, for siblings, do you need support? Do you wish you had support? And what ways, sort of? So that's kind of the gist of what I'm trying to do.
Fantastic, Madelynn.
Sorry,
Shannon,
that was my bad. That was my bad. My mic was
go.
off. What do you? So this is a survey that you've got us that you would like to share, because you need some people to participate in this. Traven, I just gave you the link to the survey. I don't know how you can put it up in the screen, or how we'll make sure that it gets in the chat too for the live. But what is it that you hope will come out of this? Madelynn, I keep wanting to call you Maddie. Forgive me, because that's how I've known you since you were little, and now you're this grown-up, fabulous woman doing these fabulous things. But what would you like to come out of this?
Yeah, I would just like kind of, I guess, my experience to be similar to other experiences. Not that I want everyone to have, a negative experience, but I just want to be able to recognize and make other siblings be seen in the way that I wish I might have been seen. So far, I've gotten responses that have been kind of the same way I felt. Just, I'm mainly focusing on the effects of in-home therapies on siblings, because that was a major part of, I think, my childhood was, always having ABA or speech therapy in the house. And being a main part of that, I was always participating. I was always helping, being kind of like the social element in the therapy sessions. And I guess I hope to maybe, if that is a factor that is identified through my survey that could cause these feelings of jealousy or even maybe trauma, you see your sibling being put through the ringer, meltdowns, you see the good, the bad, you see progress, but you see that rough journey of getting there. I want to see if maybe there needs to be a reform, and maybe the way ABA is or other therapies are included in the home, and maybe the inclusion of the sibling. But most importantly, I think the most important question at the end of my survey is, what kind of support do you wish you needed? And that's going to be kind of the basis for my analysis part of my thesis, is just looking at all the different, ideas and finding commonalities in the responses and crafting a plan of action to support these siblings, whether that's counseling or just support groups, or maybe like a pamphlet for families that's given to like doctors' offices or stuff like that, just to recognize that, siblings are a main caretaker as well and should be given those same resources that parents are.
Madelynn, let's talk a little bit about your experience along those lines. What type of supports do you wish you had had? I'm sure that a lot of this work comes out of that.
Yeah. I definitely think I wish I had just other, like a community of other siblings I could reach out to. I did have some, but as I've done my research, I noticed a lot of Facebook groups and websites are all geared towards parents, which is apparent. But I wish I just had kind of a community and, maybe just a counselor or someone who's specialized in kind of this community, because it's very specific, and I just kind of felt alone in some periods of time, when I would spend my weekends, at the clinic and stuff, and my friends would be out doing this thing. And I think just a bigger recognition of the work I was doing in terms of babysitting, helping my brother try new foods. I was always part of the ABA sessions. I think just more recognition for the work that siblings do put in, because I know there's also a lot of pressure, when eventually parents aren't able to take care of their kid anymore, like in the later years, that your sibling becomes your responsibility in some cases. And I know that pressure can sometimes be a lot to think about at a young age, and you can kind of have to plan your life really far ahead. And I think just having a group of people that I could talk to that also had that same sort of experience and are worrying about those sort of things as well would have been really nice. And that's what I hope to accomplish, maybe like a support group in at least my area or in other areas. Just kind of spread the word, I think. Yeah.
Interesting. And I don't know if you know this, Maddie, but Nancy is a sibling. Nancy had a brother who had Down syndrome, and I have this theory that siblings grow up to be the most incredible people on the face of the planet. That you guys, have more patience, you have more acceptance, you just have a bigger skill set. And I think that all of that is wonderful, but we mustn't forget that must be born from a whole lot of adversity, right? So if there was one thing that you wish, and Nancy answered this too, what do you wish that the general public, the people out there in the world, knew about siblings that they don't know?
Yeah. Wow, so much. I think just that we have to make a lot of sacrifices that I don't think are often seen in terms of our time, our energy, our priorities. And of course, it's what we want to do, but I think sometimes people forget that we aren't just, the fun sibling that gets to like play with our sibling. We're also the parent, or the caretaker, sometimes a doctor. We have to fit a lot of roles, and I think we kind of have to grow up a little faster than a lot of people, or a lot of kids our age. At least that's what I kind of noticed among my peers, is I was more mature and more, I guess, easygoing, because I had been through it all, meltdowns and Ralphs. I've experienced it all, and I felt very, I don't know, like, I wish people realize that it's really difficult and it has all its, rewards, but at least my peers growing up, I wish they would have kind of recognized that I was doing a lot more. And it's just hard. And I think just any compassion that could be given would be great. But just support, I think, was what people should keep in mind, that you never know what's happening, behind closed doors. You never know you never know what someone's going through. I think that goes for everything, but especially with siblings.
Right.
Do you
I want
agree,
to
Nancy?
applaud. Yeah, I want to applaud you, Maddie, for doing this and recognizing this need. From my own experience, growing up with a brother with Down syndrome, I often felt alone and had a need for connection with other siblings that had similar experiences. So I wish that something like this had been around when I was younger, because, like I said, I oftentimes felt isolated, and I wanted to connect with other siblings that had similar experiences.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen to that, Nancy. Now, Maddie, every time that I've been around you, or your mother was on the show last week, and your mom is so proud of you. Like, I don't think anybody could be more proud of a person. But I don't know if you know this about her, Nancy. Maddie is quite the performer.
Oh,
And we, because you're a wonderful young lady, we're not going to give away what school you're at, because we don't believe in giving personal information away. But I know I've been dying. I've been seeing a little bit on Facebook, seeing that you're in your senior year. It's now, I'm sure you've put some applications, and I don't know about you, Nancy, but I'm interested in knowing where Maddie's going once she graduates.
Yeah, me too. It's March, so I'm waiting for all those decisions to come back. But I am planning on studying acting and potentially getting my master's in acting, so I could, teach at a level where I could have the power to make the world of acting and media and just performance more inclusive for those with disabilities. I don't know if you know of the theater company Deaf West, but they put on productions that have deaf actors, and that's such the biggest inspiration for me. I want to do something like that. So my goal is to, go through college for acting, but also the end goal is to maybe make a theater company or just have a platform where I can advocate for actors with disabilities, because I think that's really important. I've seen my brother; he loves dancing. He was in a dance class. There's so many shows that have characters with disabilities that are played by actors who don't have the disability, and I kind of want to improve the representation in media through my college career somehow. I'm gonna add some classes on there to make it work, but yeah.
I
That's a
love it.
growing field as there are more and more shows that are employing actors on the autism spectrum to play actors that are on the autism spectrum. It's a real trend. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Miracle Project. That's a community that offers experiences, classes, and theater productions for those on the spectrum. And my son goes to an online class and has for a number of years. He goes to what's called Triple Threat, which is dancing, acting, and singing, and loves that. So I think you're in a field that's ripe with opportunity.
Well, and you're singing my song because that's what I went to college for. I have my MFA in acting from the National Theater Conservatory, and I used to teach college theater. So I took a sharp left turn into autism when my child had autism, and I've had the opportunity to direct a little bit, but I've been busy with this. I keep saying I'm going to go back into theater, inclusive theater, but that hasn't happened because I'm busy here. Digress greatly, and I know you got to get back to class, Maddie, but let's talk one more time. What you're asking for is for people to fill out a survey. Do you want siblings to fill out the survey, or you want caregivers who have sibling children? Who fills out the survey?
Yeah, so it's siblings ages 12 to 19 who have lived with a sibling with autism for more than 2 years. It could be I'm a step sibling, so it could be step siblings, half siblings, but just have lived for 2 years to have that enough experience living with someone with autism. And yeah, it takes like 5 minutes to fill out. It's very simple. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to get to 30 responses, so anybody that's eligible, it's very quick and easy. But yeah, 12 to 19. There is a parent consent form that if they're under 18, they just need to, I think, write yes that they consent. But besides that, it's for your kids ages 12 to 19.
And Traven is telling us that the link right now is in the video. So if you're watching this, the link is in the beginning in the podcast description, so that because it's a big long link. We've got it on the screen right now. For those of you who are listening in podcast and you're like, I would do that, but I can't see. Sorry.
Did Shannon freeze there?
Oh, you got me
There
back?
you go.
Am I back?
You're
If
back.
you don't have the ability to do the survey because you're not a sibling or you don't have a sibling that lives in your house, I'll bet you know someone. And let me just say that all of us at some point need information. So help Maddie out. She's an amazing sibling. Help this young woman out because she's got a bright future in front of her. Don't let her down. Make sure that you share it with somebody so that we can get her. She just needs 30 responses, y'all. It's going to take 10 minutes for them to do it?
Yeah, 5 minutes. And if you have any questions or like want the link isn't working, my email is mads54@icloud.com.
Okay. I don't know that I love giving out your email, but
It's like a school
school
protected
email.
thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm just always very mindful of that, because that goes out into the world. Anyway, so please take the time to do the survey for Maddie. We have to let her go back because she's in a high school class right now. Please thank your teacher for letting us out. Please give your entire family hugs for us. I happen to know that you are an amazing sibling, that you have been such a support to Boyd. You've been on the show before with Boyd. How old were you when you were on? Were you like 11, 12?
Yeah, I think I was in like freshman year, so probably like 13, 14.
Okay, well, and look, here you are about to graduate. I can't wait to see where you're going to go for undergraduate. And we'll look forward to hearing all that. And if there's anything else that we can do, we'll make sure that we talk about this on the next couple of shows.
Thank
But
you.
please let us know when you've gotten enough responses so that I'm not sending more responses than you need. Okay.
I will. I will. Any excess responses are greatly appreciated too. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right. Well, give our love to your mom and to Larry.
I
We
will.
love your entire family. This whole week, as we've been through Mardi Gras, I can't help but think of you guys because her family does the Mardi Gras for autism, Nancy.
Oh,
And
right.
of
Of
course,
course,
we've
Larry.
not been able to do this for the last couple of years because of you know what.
Right.
But we hope to get back to that sooner as opposed to later. So, Maddie, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Maddie.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.